I'm Dave.
And I'm Andrew, and together we are the IB English guys. We are teaching partners, we are IB English teachers, we're IB English examiners, and we wanted to give free content to students to give you manageable skills to help master the IB. Today we're talking about the individual oral for language and literature, and sorry to tell you, we want to really unpack the criteria of the rubric. I know this can be dry and boring. We'll try to just be brief and really pull out the key points that you need to remember.
Yeah, and the rubric's got a lot of words, so you can look at the rubric down below and see the individual descriptors. It's a 40-point rubric. It's got 5 bands, and so we want to really kind of unpack some of the language for that top 9, 10 band in order to help you kind of understand aspects that you can include in your individual oral. So let's kind of jump right into this and kind of unpack some of the language. Criteria A is knowledge, understanding, and interpretation.
Yeah, and that's great. And we are both examiners. We've looked at thousands upon thousands of scripts over the years. And when I think about the rubric, I like to sort of isolate the key words of each criteria. And for me, Mr. Giles, I think words like excellent knowledge and implications of this knowledge in relation to the global issue. Can you talk about this idea of implications?
Yeah, that word implication is really important, and you want to think about your implications means you're drawing conclusions. What is the author implying through this particular passage? What conclusions can I draw from this? So don't be afraid to use the word implications, okay? And I think that's important.
Yeah, also in criteria A, I see words such as references, textual references, and they have to be well chosen. So for me, these references, these are the quotations that you've pulled out. Remember, you only have time to discuss about 3 to 5 of those things, so you want to make sure you're very skillfully pulling out those references. They're well chosen, and then you show extensive knowledge about those.
Yeah,
what do you say we drop down to criteria B?
Right. So what is criteria B?
Okay, Giles. Criteria B is analysis and evaluation. I think most of us have a very clear idea of what analysis is. Can you talk a little bit about evaluation?
Yeah, evaluation is making a judgment, and it's probably judging the effectiveness of a certain aspect of the text. And I think that's an interesting word to keep in mind when you're thinking about what you're saying.
Mr. Giles, other words I see here in this criteria is the idea of something being nuanced with respect to authorial choices. When you're selecting, what does that mean to give it a nuanced analysis and evaluation?
Yeah, nuances are subtle details, subtle things, subtle aspects of the text, these small details that you can then make inferences about and talk about.
Something I like to ask my students is, hey, if 2 other students in the world chose these same 2 texts, would they choose the same obvious argument that you've chosen, or is there something a bit more detailed and nuanced that you can provide? That's often the difference between a 5, 6, and 7.
That's right. And I think the word authorial choices, again, we want to think about why did the author choose this? So don't be afraid to say the author chose this imagery in order to show. So really putting the author in your IO is really a useful thing.
Before you move on, Giles, I think it's really important when you think about criterion A and B, the words in the extract as well as in the work or body of work are both present. And also the words in relation to the global issue, our backbone, those words are also in criteria A and B. So basically what I'm saying, Mr. Giles, is we need to be balanced and we need to really make sure that we're pinning all of our ideas to that global issue, or else that will definitely take us down in A or B.
Yeah, really, really important. It's really all over the rubric. Criteria C is focus and organization. The word focus, I think, is really important. Again, we're thinking about our global issue, and we're really staying to that task.
And I tell my students, I think you need to remind the listener of your global issue periodically. Just like when you write an essay, you have topic sentences that echo the thesis. I think when you give the oral commentary, you need to echo your main claim throughout the delivery, throughout the talk. I think that shows unity and coherence.
That's right. Of course, we want to have that balance and be convincing and logical and really be as clear as we can.
Last idea about criteria C is that, hey, if you're not balanced, that's probably going to spill over into criterion A and B as well, because they ask you to talk about the extract from the literary text as well as the non-literary extract as well. So that balance, if you're not balanced, that does have implications or effects in other areas.
I think, again, watch the structure video that we made, because I think that really talked about how to structure your IO and keep that balance.
Stay to 10 minutes and stay to that plan we gave you on that structure video. The last criteria, Giles.
It's language, and it's about language, but it's language, I would say, also delivery. So we want to think about, obviously, the language that we use, the words we use, but we want to have an impact on our listener.
Yeah, I like to think of this as most of you have probably studied rhetoric at one point in time in your high school careers. And I think about when you're delivering a talk, you want to be persuasive with your language, right? Like, you want to actually try to convince your listener that, hey, this is important and I know what I'm talking about and this matters and I'm correct. I'm an expert on this topic. I think the words enhance the oral are critical in the rubric, Giles. What does that mean if the delivery enhances the oral?
You stole that one from me. Yeah, I mean, the idea
I'm excited.
that,
I like the delivery.
Yeah, I mean, basically, your language, your words need to complement, need to add to the oral.
Yeah.
Not just so. If we're just delivering the words, it needs what you say, how you say it needs to add an effect to the word.
For me as the examiner, when I hear just a flat delivery with fluent English, I think, 5, 6 for that criteria. You didn't really do anything to wake me up and show me any engagement, and I think that's critical.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Again, maybe that'll help you. We're going to have some tips, I think, on another video about ways to enhance your oral through your language.
All right, team. That wraps up the criteria. I hope those 4 criteria are clear for you. Again, you want to look at these keywords in the rubric that we mentioned, and hopefully our tips will help you be more successful. Once again, if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. In the comments, let us know what you want to hear about. We're here for you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.
Thanks, guys.